you over there. I see you struggling with the numbers, but don't have no fear, cause I'm right here. We're gonna grow and learn together, there's no need to despair. Math cool like breeze, I can learn it with ease. So leave your concerns because it's time to learn.
Hey guys, welcome to the final official video in volume 1. For the past 9 chapters, we've just been learning and learning. So today we're going to spend some time applying all the topics we learned by looking at a few questions. I know that we covered a few examples throughout, but I wanted to dedicate a whole video to put into practice these concepts because most times in math, questions aren't just based on knowing just one topic, but a combination of topics. So let's get into it. Oh wait, before we do, if you ever need a refresher, then be sure to check out any of the previous videos on my channel, okay? Let's go. Here's our first question. The holidays are fast approaching and Sharona and her sister, Jamila, want to get their hair done in braids. So they contact their hairdresser and everything, and she tells them that they're gonna need a total of 10 packs of hair in order to do the style. Now, each pack of hair costs $245. So what is the total cost of the hair? Also, she only has a $5,000 bill. So how much change will she receive after buying her braids? Now, here we have the cost of one pack for $245 and she needs 10 packs of hair. So we can do one of two things. We can add 245 10 times, or we can multiply by 10 because that would be the shortcut for adding. Now, based on our multiplication video, multiplying a number by 10 means adding 0 to the end of the number. So for 245 times 10, the answer would be 2,450. So the total cost of the hair is $2,450. Next up, we need to calculate how much change will Sharona have once she pays them the $5,000 bill. So this would be a subtraction question. So if you recall, for subtraction, the first step is to line the numbers up by their place value. And then we start to subtract starting at our ones digit in this case. 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 minus 5, we can't because 0 is less than 5. So we have to borrow from our first non-digit number. That would be 5. So we borrow 1 from 5, leaving 4, and we place 1 beside 0. But then we have to borrow again. So we borrow 1 from 10, leaving 9, and we place 1 in our tens column. So now we can subtract. Final answer is 2,550. So the change that Sharona gets after paying $5,000 will be $2,550. Now let's move on to our next question. What is the hundreds digit and the 100th digit in the following result? 567.879 minus 78.7. Now, the first step is to solve the subtraction equation, right? So again, following the steps, we line the digits up by their place value, and then we subtract from our lowest value digit. Here we can add zeros as our placeholders for this number. So let's begin by subtracting. 9 minus 0 is 9. 7 minus 0 is 7. 8 minus 7 is 1, and we place the decimal point here. 7 minus 8, we can't because 7 is smaller than 8, so we borrow from the first non-digit number, which would be 6. So borrow 1 from 6, leaves 5, and we place 1 beside the 7, making it 17 ones. Now, 17 minus 8 is 9. Next up, we have 5 minus 7, which we can't. So we have to borrow again from the hundreds column. So we borrow 1 from 5, leaving 4, and we place the 1, making it 15 tens. Now 15 minus 7 is 8. And finally, 4 minus 0 is 4. So the final result is 489.179. Now we have to find the digits in the hundreds place value and the hundredth place value. So let's use our table from our place value video. And by doing this, we can see that the digits in the hundreds place value is 4, and the digits in the hundredth place value would be 7. Now on to our next question. Here we have a division expression, and the question is, which numbers can we place inside the box to make the answer to this expression a member of the real number set R? Now, by looking at this expression, let's try using 1 first. So by placing 1 inside the box, we have 2 minus 1, that would be 1, and then 6 divided by 1 is equal to 6. As a matter of fact, there are many different numbers that we could place inside the box and the expression will work. So instead of looking at what can work, let's look at what numbers cannot work. When we divide by 0, the answer is undefined. So it gives an answer that cannot be a real number. By looking at this expression, our divisor cannot be 0. And what is our divisor? Our divisor would be the number we are dividing by, which would be 2 minus box. So 2 minus box cannot be 0. In what case would 2 minus box be equal to 0? That would happen if 2 is inside the box, because 2 minus 2 would be equal to 0, and if we divide 6 by 0, the answer would be undefined. Therefore, any number can be placed inside the box except for the number 2. So the answer to the question would be any number will work except 2. Okay, next question. Let's find the 10th digits in the following result: 346.78 plus 98.678. Now first up, we have to add. So we follow the rules by lining up our numbers by their place value groups, and then we start adding using the lowest place value group. Here we can also put a 0 as a placeholder in this number. So let's begin to add. 8 plus 0 is 8. 7 plus 8 is 15. So we write 5 and add 1 to the next place value group. Then we move on by adding 6 plus 7 plus 1, that would be 14. So we write 4, put the decimal point here, and then add 1 to the next column. Next, we add 6 plus 8 plus 1. That gives 15. So we write 5 and again place 1 in the next place value column. Next up, 4 plus 9 plus 1 gives 14. So we write 4 and put 1 in the next place value column. And finally, 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. So the final answer is 445.458. And by separating each digit into their place value group, the digit in the 10th place value group is 4. Now, for our final question, I'm going to use a question similar to one that you would find in PEP. It's a little bit different, but I think that what we've learned so far is more than enough to take it on. So let's go. Miss Doreen made 15 bottles of sorrel for Christmas, and on Christmas Day, she ended up giving away 6 bottles. And now there are some remaining in the fridge. Using S to represent the remaining bottles of sorrel, determine which of the following 2 expressions best describes how much sorrel is left. Now, the first thing to realize is that the event being described is taking something away and trying to see how much is left. Now, which of the 4 operations that we've covered in this volume best describes this? It would be subtraction. Now let's get into the numbers. There were a total of 15 bottles of sorrel, and Miss Doreen gave 6 away, leaving S amount. So here we have our first expression. Now, because subtraction and addition are related, It also means that s plus 6 is equal to 15. It also means that 6 plus s is equal to 15 because addition is commutative. Remember too that if we start with a total, we can subtract any of the numbers to get the remaining number. So it also means that 15 minus s is also equal to 6. So here we have a total of 4 different expressions that could possibly describe what happened, and they're all saying the same thing. Let's see which ones we can find in the options given. So the answers would be option B and option F. And that wraps up today's video and the end of volume 1. Isn't it so cool that with just a few topics covered, we can already start to solve PEP-related questions? Guys, I absolutely enjoyed creating this content, and I am looking forward to sharing the content for volume 2 with you guys. Now, seeing that the next 2 Thursdays will be Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, I will be taking a short break so that we can all enjoy the holidays with no pressure to learn anything, and I will return on January 7th with a brand new video. I want to take this time to wish you guys a wonderful Christmas and a Happy New Year when it comes, and make sure to stay tuned to my Instagram for any updates as well as a sneak peek to the topics that are coming up for volume 2. As usual, like this video, comment below, and subscribe. Finally, be a friend and tell a friend. Remember, we're all in this together because math is life. See you guys in a few weeks and happy holidays.